Hello everyone. It's been a while since I updated the principle of the dynamic delay. So today I have figured out a more efficient way of adding dynamic delay, which is way easier to use on the end of the user. So what is dynamic delay? Dynamic delay is a principle which allows you to add delay on your stream for how long you want, so how long the delays or how much it delays. You can change it during the stream. You don't have to restart the stream. It just allows it to do it inside. So, all right. You will need two OBSs, which I will explain in a moment. First, I will explain a basic principle on which this rests. It uses two different, how should I call it, kind of settings, using the profile settings and the scene collections. So let me share my screen. I have a profile called streaming and a scene called streaming. On my second OBS, I have profile of recording and scene collection of recording. So what we will start doing is you all have your streaming OBS. Rename the current version to your streaming, both for profile and for the scene. So you have a separate one, profile scene. Now what you will do is close your current OBS, the streaming one, or no, you can keep it, but add a new one called recording, a scene collection recording. This will make sure your settings are split between both, because if you would make an action on one of them, it will automatically go through on the other one because it shares the same thing. This way we kind of split the two OBSs. First and foremost, you need to download advanced sceneswitcher. I will put a link in the description. This one will make it go automatically. So you, oh, I misclicked, apologies for that. So you will switch from your transition scene to your delay scene without any difficulty. You just need one push. We will set it up later. Please follow the instructions on how to install it. This is a download button, the white one, not this link. So yeah. So what we will talk about first is you have your scenes on your streaming and you need to add two more scenes. Transition scene. The transition scene is very simply a scene. So I'll show it over here quickly. Transition scene is simply a scene with a video in it. That's it. You can choose whatever you want. For example, a good friend of mine, Random Rambo, just has some kind of loading bar which fills up with some animations, which lasts 30 seconds. You can use different things. I just use the countdown. If you plan on using a lot of different variations of time, you can use a count up. So you saw it automatically switched. So that's just simply a video in it. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's see. Then you need to have a delayed scene. A delayed scene, just already created, simply has a video in it as well. It's a delayed video. I have at the moment the task manager because I will show afterwards the impact of how much CPU usage or FPS drop you will lose, because it takes some resources, but in my opinion it's very doable. So just make those two scenes already. Alright. In your second OBS, the recording one, so make sure your profile and your scene are recording, you will add a gameplay one on which you mimic or clone or whatever your current gameplay scene. So for example, this is quite the same for me. I put it like here, this is quite the same scene. There is no webcam yet in the second one. I will come to that later. That's one of the last points. And you need an off scene. This is because you, for some reason, CSGO, in my case, it might have to do with the new untrusted, perhaps another game won't have the issue. You can only show the game on one OBS, which means if you want to show something in CSGO on your real-time version, it can only show on the OBS version, which is over here, while it can't show on this one. So you need an off scene, just empty scene, nothing in it. That's the only two scenes you need, gameplay and off. So what we do actually is when we start our delay, we start recording on our second OBS. So let me show you. You need to put on some settings. First, we need to have like our audio set to the max resolution. If you downscale it on here and then it shows on the other OBS and might downscale again, you might get a pretty big loss of let's say quality. This will slow it down. Then you need to have in the recording part, you need to have it put in a name. This will make sure your file, your delay file, will always be the same. So every time you play your delay, start your delay, it will overwrite the old one. So you need this setting. So it just will look always for the same file. The beauty of this is, while it's recording, the other OBS can already start playing it. So it will be like, it will move a little bit behind. Even though the file is not finished, it'll move behind. So you need to call your file delayed recording or whatever you want to call it, just give it a fixed name. All right. Then in both OBSs, you need to adjust some settings. You need one button to start your delay and one to stop it. What the start does is it will go to your transition scene and start the recording on the second OBS, and the second OBS will also jump to the gameplay. So you don't have your game running, not visible on this OBS, and it will become visible on this OBS. In both cases, you need some hotkeys to do so. In my case, my micro sign is a start button. So what do we need to do? For the recording OBS, start recording is on a micro sign. Switch to the scene which you want to record, which in my case is gameplay. And to make sure, I want to unmute my desktop audio and my microphone audio, because every sound will also be recorded onto the delay video, and your live video won't play any sound of yourself, but only of the delay video. So just make sure it's unmute. That's the only thing. For the streaming OBS settings, the hotkeys, you will need to switch to the transition scene. You make sure you mute your audios, and that's it. The advanced scene switcher will take it on further from there. For the stopping, which is my $sign, stop recording, switch to the off scene, and that's it for the recording OBS. In here we go, I switch to my CSGO scene on my OBS scene, could also switch to a webcam to an just chatting. It's just switch to a scene. Just move away from the delay scene. And I will unmute my stuff on my streaming OBS. So that's it for the hotkeys, which is not really difficult. I've shown you the delay name settings, so let's see how the advanced scene switcher will do. In here, I have a sequence added. So I put in a sequence, and every time I go to the transition scene, I'll wait for 30 seconds and then go to the delayed scene. That's it. That's it. I'll use my own transformation, but whatever. So that's it. It's as easy as this. From whenever you go to the transition scene, switch to the delay after 30 seconds. That's it. It will take care of you. So I will give you a quick example how this will look. So I will move my two OBSs onto my second screen. Go into my CSGO. So here we are. I'm just gonna play offline with bots. Doesn't really matter. So you can see the time is at the top. It's not even started. So now I'm going to add the transition delay.
Okay, let's wrap this one up.
So you will see this 30 seconds later. As you can see at the timing, you can see the delay, what happens. My game is now delayed. I will just wait a bit. So yeah. So as we have seen, it continued where I left off, but only 30 seconds later, which means there was a 30-second delay. So I think I've covered every point you should do to make sure it works. As you can see, it's now switched to off. I came back to my CSGO. I changed it after to my desktop. You have to make sure sometimes before I start a stream, I have to remove. Yeah, you can't really see it. I have to remove, I'll do it this way, it's the same in both. I have to remove my game capture on both OBSs and just start it again. Sometimes with the new untrusted thing, it's sometimes wonky. So if you don't see your CSGO in one of the two OBSs, just delete them in both, add them again, and then it should be fine. But they should not be shown at both moments. So the issue with the webcam is you can only have one source. There are some solutions to it. For example, you can use OBS to create your virtual webcam. There is a tool called Virtual Cam OBS. If you Google it, you can download it, it will install it. In this case, you will have to use a third OBS. So let me quickly show you what I would do in this case. This is because I have a 10 series GPU card. If you have a 2000 series or 3000 series, the new broadcast app from NVIDIA, I'm fairly sure you can use your webcam from there in multiple applications, so you won't have any issue. What I would do is make a new webcam profile and a new webcam scene collection, which is very simple. I'm going quickly to remove all of this. So I add my video capture device, webcam. Here it should be. I don't know because might have been because I have put it in here. Let's see. Normally, does it show up again? Nope, not yet. Alright. In essence, I can't stop this one. Normally, I just should shut down this OBS and then have it in here. What I can do is then virtual cam. It will open up a window. I can start it. Just keep it started. Well, that's a little bit awkward. I have no idea which one crashed. Okay, whatever. Normally you can run it in there and then use your, well, yeah, webcam as the one from the virtual machine running. There is other also software like split cam, my cam. I just think it's low quality. There are ways to use this. You can even use a second webcam if you really want it. The reason is webcam Windows allows only one hook to a webcam. So you need to use some software which captures the hook and then says every program can use it. That's just a small hiccup. There are solutions. Do it like the virtual cam on OBS. Do it like use another piece of software. There are solutions for it so you can show it up on the second one. Now I will show you some results on the performance. So if you just wanted to guide this is finished, I will just show you the performance impact. I am running a, why does it even show double? Oh yeah, of course. So you can see all the usage, and it should also be in I'll just quickly add it into my second OBS as well. Give me one small moment. This is a window capture if I'm not wrong, which will be my task manager. Yeah. So there we are. All right. So right now you can see my utility from my CPU and my GPU. So I'm going to run a benchmark, and the second time I'm going to run a benchmark as well. Oh. I'm going to run a benchmark as well with the delay, so you can see the difference. So right now I have some background stuff running. Normally you should most of it down, so just take it with a grain of salt, but whatever.
Go, go, go! Let's go.
This will make it a little bit more pleasant, I guess. I'm always amazed by how low I drop in this stupid benchmark. Yet again, I have a 240 Hz screen, barely drop below it during normal games, so I'll take it, I guess. So it shows on this one I have 224. 224. So right now I'm going to add the delay and start the benchmark. Yes, you won't be able to see me, but that's what I've explained. There are various ways of getting a virtual webcam in it, plugging in a second webcam using, I think, the NVIDIA broadcast software. Well, holy fuck. My GPU just totally fucking fried during it. And now we have a 201. So here we are. Give or take a 10% loss in FPS for fully functioning dynamic delay. This also depends at how much extra layers and add-ons you want to do. I just noticed I had my live version of my task manager up above it. I'm really sorry for that. In the end, The only bottleneck in here for me was my GPU, was the only reason. I don't know, my CPU wasn't maxed out, so it just took some less frames. I don't know why it did that, but it's 10%. If you have a decent CPU, it will work probably just as well. So as I just want to finish up, I'm gonna make some quick remark. Let's switch over for a moment. My transition scene, simply a video I have put in at my videos. So if I'll just show it, just transition I've captured. In the delayed scene, the only thing I use is just a delayed video. As you can see it running, it's just a recording video which I've selected. You need to have just recorded once using your second OBS one, just to have the file there, but once it's there you can select it, you can put it in. So I think this covers everything to make your dynamic delay running. I'm sorry it's been like the lowest quality and effort version of a tutorial and guide, but at least it covers everything. It shows you what should be in there, how it should be there. So yeah, I think that's the most of it. If there's any question, you can always ask in the comment section. My notifications probably will be on anyway. So thank you for watching. If there's any question, feel free to ask. I will make, let's say, a more step-by-step guide from the ground up, because right now I didn't do it myself. I already had it there, but I showed you what. I will edit it a bit more. Alsjeblieft. I will add more information about it and something clear, more professional-ish video. But right now, this is at this time the amount of effort I want to put into it. So thank you for watching. If there's any question, feel free to ask below. And yes, bye bye.